Hey yogis, as a yoga instructor, I clearly need effective, durable and comfortable yoga gear. And I have found that the Manduka brand gives me exactly that. I use every day the yoga mat and the bolster for my Vinyasa and Yin classes. Thanks to my special code Crystal Wellness Yoga, you can benefit for 15% off all your purchases online, or simply use the link in the description below. Thank you. Namaste. Well, welcome into this morning Yin session. So today you may need a cushion because we will be resting our head. So I think you may want a cushion. I've pulled out my meditation cushion to rest my head on it. And as usual, have your blocks and your bolster ready. Yes, I think that's gonna be it. So we're gonna arrive on our mat. And then so let go of the day ahead. Let go of your to-do list, your stress, your worries. So arrive on your mat, arrive in your room. And then maybe you can start by listening to the sounds and the noises in the room you're in. Maybe you can notice some smell. Maybe even a bit of cool air flowing on your skin. Or the heat coming from the radiator. Just really pay attention to what is happening in the room you're in. And pay attention to what is happening inside of you. So maybe your heartbeat, your breath, sensations, and now take a nice deep breath in through the nose, into the belly. And then breathe out through the mouth, releasing tension with your out breath. And again, breathe in. One more time. So today we're going to work on the upper body. So spend some time to scan your upper body and notice if there's an area where you need to release tension, more tension. Could be in the neck, the shoulders, just the upper back. So concentrate on that area and then breathe into it. And when you breathe out, release even more tension. Also, choose an intention for the class this morning. You may want to set one for the entire day. Just keep reminding yourself of your intention. It will help you stay focused and manifest it. And for our first pose, we're going to come into reverse prayer. So you're going to place the hands in Namaste or prayer pose against your back. And keep the chest open. If it's not accessible, just grab hold of the opposite wrist or elbows. So come into reverse prayer. So the little pinkies are going to push against the spine to open the chest and the shoulders. And then notice the sensations. Remember to observe your breath throughout the class, as it's a really good indicator of whether you've gone too far in the pose. Your breath should be relaxed, deep and calm. And if it stops being like this, it means you've gone too far into a pose. It just means we need to step back. Just come back to your breath if your mind starts getting distracted. Now release the hands from behind your back, bring them forward. Place the hands on the thigh and observe the sensation following this last pose. Now let's come into child's pose. So open the knees, mat width distance apart, bring the big toes to touch. Come and sit on your heels and then extend the arms forward, rest the forehead on the mat. So let the hips be heavy, the chest be heavy, it's coming towards the floor. And now scan your body for any sensations. Really let yourself melt in this pose. Continue to breathe in your belly. Come back to your breath. And now bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push with both hands to lift the chest up. Bring the knees closer together. And then just come and sit on your heels just to observe what is happening in your body. And then come into tabletop, or all four. Making sure the hips are above the knees, the shoulders above the wrist. Going to push with the left hand, raise the right arm up, and then place the right arm underneath the left arm, come the rest your head on the right cheek into thread the needle. Make sure the hips stay above the knees, so probably you need to readjust and push them a little bit over to the right. Extend the left arm above your head. So observe what is happening for you in this pose. And the more you're going to place the right hand over to the left, the more you're going to feel sensation in your upper back. So remember, find your edge. Don't go too far, but you still need to feel sensations. And remember to keep breathing into the belly. Take one more long deep breath. And now place the left hand underneath the left shoulder to push and come back into tabletop. Take a moment there to observe the effect of the last pose. And now push with the right hand, lift the left arm up. And then place the left arm underneath the right arm until you thread the needle. Come, rest the head on the left cheek. The right arm is extended above your head. And again, the more you're going to place the left hand over to the right, the more you're going to feel a stretch in the upper back. And make sure the hips stay above the knees. So you probably need to push your hips a little bit over to the left. So notice if there's a difference between this side and the other one. Remind yourself of your intention. Come back to your breath. And now slide the right hand underneath the right shoulder to push against the floor to come back into tabletop. Observe the sensation on the right and the left side. Now we're going to come lie on our belly. I'm going to come into shoelace with our arms. So you're going to place the right arm in front of you, as close as you can, and then place the left arm in front. And then you're going to rest your head over on the floor or on top of your cushion. So relax all the muscles in your legs. Let them drop to the side. Relax your glutes, the muscles in your back, in the shoulders, in the arms. Relax your neck. Let your head be very heavy. One more long deep breath. And then lift the head up. And you're going to bring the forearms in front of you and rest your forehead on top of your forearms to come into crocodile pose. So we're just lying on the belly, forearms on top of each other, forehead on top of the forearms. This is crocodile pose. So observe the sensations. And now lift the head again And we're going to come again into shoelace, but on the other side. So you started with the left arm first in front of you and then the right arm. We're going to swap. This time, right arm first in front and then the left arm. You can bring the cushion to rest your head on top, or a brick, a block. So make sure you're doing the opposite side. Relax all the muscles in your legs, in your back, and all along the spine, all the muscle along the spine. And then the shoulders, especially around the shoulder blades, where we usually have a lot of knots, which Liz can tell you all about. She knows where we get all the knots. So maybe you can notice a difference between this side and the other one. We usually have a side that's more tense. And then lift your head. Again, bring one forearm on top of each other. So if you had the right arm on top last time, this time place the left arm on top. And then rest your forehead on top of your forearms to come into crocodile pose. And pay attention to the sensation in your upper back. And now lift the head back up. We're staying on our belly. You can move the cushion away. You're going to open your arms, so resting the forehead on the mat, open your arms into cactus. And then you're going to roll onto the right side. So using the left hand, roll onto the right side of your body. The right hand stays in cactus, the right arm stays in cactus. And you're going to bend the knees to stay on your side. And use the left hand. If you want, you can also use the bolster to lean against on the side. Or a cushion, something that's going to help you not roll back onto the belly, but stay on the side. So we're stretching the pectoral muscle of the right, on the right side, so the front of the shoulder. So make sure you find your edge, that you're comfortable, and then relax in the pose. Breathe where you feel the most sensations. Observe your breath. Think about your intention. Let's take one more long deep breath. And now roll back onto the belly. Just observe the sensation, of course, in the right shoulder, your right upper back. And now bring, again, both arms into cactus. And using the right hand, pushing against the ground, you're going to roll onto the left side this time. The left side of your body. Again, if you were using a bolster or block to help you on the other side, you may want to do the same on this side. Just something to prevent you from rolling onto the belly. You can place it against the chest. Try to bring the left elbow in line with the left shoulder. The more it's going to be in line with the shoulder, the more you're going to feel sensations. So just only go as far as is comfortable for you. You should feel a stretch, but should not be in pain. And once you find your comfortable position, just hold it and stay still. And maybe this sign might be completely different to the other one. In terms of sensations, it might be a different place. So what is happening for you in this pose? Remember, you can feel physical sensations, but it could be also emotional and mental. So whatever happens, just welcome it. So let's take one more long deep breath. And then roll back onto the belly. And then place the hands underneath the shoulders to push back into a seated position. So you may need a belt, a yoga belt for this one, or you may not. So we're going to come into cow face. So I'm going to show you from the side. Maybe you can see better which pose I mean. So just come into a cross-legged pose. You're going to extend the right arm towards the ceiling and bring the left arm behind your back. And then bend the right elbow. So the right elbow is pointing towards the ceiling. And then bend the left elbow and try to bring the hands to touch, with left elbow pointing down, right elbow pointing up. If your hands don't reach, grab hold of a belt. Doesn't have to be a yoga belt, any belt. Hold it with the right hand. So again, prepare the right arm, extend it, bend the elbow, bring the right hand behind your back, left arm behind your back, bend the left elbow, and then both hands can hold on to the belt. Push the chest forward. And we're just going to hold it for 3 minutes on each side. So again, where are you feeling the most sensations? Observe. Breathe into them. And then one long deep breath. And then release the hands or the belt. Lower your arms. And then just do some shoulder rolls. So just raise the shoulders to the front and then roll them down towards the back. And then do the opposite way. We're going to go on to the other side. So first of all, we're going to swap the position of the leg. So if you have the right leg in front, place the left leg in front. If you think you're going to need your belt, have it handy. So place it already in your left hand. Raise the left arm up. Bend the left elbow. Place the left hand behind your back. Bring the right arm behind your back. And then bring both hands to touch. Otherwise, just both hands hold onto the belt. Left elbow pointing up. Right elbow pointing down. So is it different on this side compared to the other one? And then take one more long deep breath. And then release the hands, let go of the belt. Again, do some gentle shoulder rolls, back and forth in one direction, and then in the opposite direction. You're going to use your block, or maybe two, one or two. You're going to place one, we're going to place one underneath the spine on the upper back, and then use the other one to hold the head if you feel you need it. So gently come lying down, keeping the knees bent, and then roll the spine on the mat and then on top of the block. Make sure it's placed shoulder blade height, and then rest the head on top of your block. Relax the legs, let the feet drop to the side. Arms alongside the body, palms facing up. If you wanted to go deeper, of course, you could always remove the block, let the head drop down to really open the front of your body, the chest. Let yourself melt into this pose. Come back to your breath. Take one more long deep breath. And then gently start rolling onto one side to remove the block. And then come into your final relaxation or Shavasana. So open the legs mat width, distance apart. Let the feet drop to the side. Arms alongside the body. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath. It should be a lot easier now after all that stretching in the upper back, in the chest. And then completely relax. Cover yourself with a blanket. Use an eye pillow. So I just want to read you something. When you stop identifying with your thoughts, the fluctuations of the mind, then there is yoga, identity with self, which is samadhi, happiness, bliss, and ecstasy. The practice of yoga serves as a powerful tool for cultivating silence within. Silence is the conduit to self-realization, giving us access to deep dive into the abyss of our bliss, rediscovering the truth of who we are, beyond our thoughts and identities. By observing the mind, we create space for self-awareness, insight, and the awakening of our true nature. Start noticing the sensations in your body, in your mind. Notice what has shifted, what hasn't shifted after this practice. Come back into your physical body. Come back into the room you're in. Notice the sounds again and everything else that is happening around you. And then bring the arms above your head. Give yourself a nice stretch. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, roll onto the right side using your hands as a pillow. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, use your left arm to push yourself back into a seated position of your choice. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands in Namaste in front of your heart. Thank yourself for looking after your well-being this morning. Remind yourself of your intention. You can also thank your body for allowing you to practice yoga. And for me, thank you for practicing with me this morning. Namaste.